I grew up in an area of St. John's where Canada wasn't as strongly felt as, other parts of Newfoundland. Going back, just a little story. So I also have family that come from a very stout Confederate area, which is in Bonavista Bay. And my great-grandfather served in the war, but he certainly got turned. And he felt the country was sold out in 1949 as a soldier who fought for Newfoundland. And that's how he viewed it. He thought that certain individuals had sold out the country. He was a member of the Orange Lodge. And there was some confusion around the Confederation debate and some accusations that the Roman Catholics had jumped in on the responsible side. And as a result, the Orange Lodge decided, well, we'll jump in on the Confederate side. I don't think that was a jump in on their part. I think they were a part of the underground movement to try to push Confederation for a very long time. But it was that push late in the 40s that seemed to have really upset my grandfather, great-grandfather. And I was told he actually left the Orange Lodge over, which in an Anglican community in an Anglican bay was a fairly big thing to do. I think it made us dependent. I think it gave us a welfare state. I think it took away a lot of initiative that we had. I'm not saying it was, if we had not become part of Canada in 1949, we'd be any different. It just seemed to create this sense of dependency. Was it deliberate? I don't know. We lost control of our fisheries. You have your baby bonuses, your unemployment insurance, et cetera, et cetera. So I grew up in a time when, in the 1980s, when I started work in the early 80s, you wanted a job, you got in a lineup with 300 people to get a part-time job with a doctor's degree to work at Wicker Emporium. And that doesn't break until the latter part of the early 2000s. That's when it broke. So when I look back at the history of Newfoundland, I see the biggest years of confinement in the economy of Newfoundland is between the years 49 and 2008. You won't see that cycle last that long poverty-wise. Prior to that, there was always cycles, boom and bust in Newfoundland because we're a resource-based economy. But when times are good, even during the war, times were good. We had a tough time recruiting people because there's a lot more money to be made out of fishing, selling, transporting. One of the biggest myths, I guess, for example, in the regiment during the war was people signed up for $1 a day pay. So I did a little work for the government back in 2014 where I did something for the Blue Puttees, and I took all the information out. And one of the things that I collected was, what were you getting paid before you signed up? And remarkably, I would say high 90s of those that are recorded actually took a pay cut to join the regiment. And that included laborers. Laborers were making more money a week than they were in the regiment. In terms of the choice, would it have been better for us to return to responsible government first and then negotiate on equal terms? But we weren't given that choice, which was a break in so-called social contract after the annual report 34, which promised that it would be returned before any decisions were made. Of course, that didn't actually happen. And then you have the accusations and myths that grow up, burned ballot boxes. Nobody's ever shown the proof of it, although I've talked to somebody who said they've seen it. I tell you, I've shown proof. But I did hear somebody say, on an open line one time after Greg Malone had written his book, Don't Tell the Newfoundlanders. A guy called in from Grand Falls, and he admitted him and his father drove around Grand Falls taking names off headstones to put on the voters. I think he was an opportunist. I think he was middle-aged, going nowhere. Somebody dropped him a golden nugget and he ran with it. Before this all started, he was a very proud, almost nationalistic Newfoundlander. But sometime around 1940, somebody got to him. If you're looking at a part of Canada that has a connection to its past or identity, Newfoundland is up there right with Quebec. You'll be hard pressed to find that in any other location, I would imagine. You know, some people now say it's an island mentality. Not really. You know, it is born of the fact that we had spent 81 years or more avoiding Confederation. You have to ask yourself why. Why is that? You know, was it because of the merchants? Or was it actually something much deeper, a deeper understanding of what would have happened in that situation? You know, we had a vast resources. We knew it. We knew it going in. We knew in 1911 we were aware of iron ore deposits in Labrador. In the 1930s we knew the value of our airspace, and we began building Gander before the war. These are all things, when you think about our population at that time and now, if you pull it all together, you know, we should be getting resource checks and not be in debt 14, 15, 16 billion dollars. Do I feel sadness that we, reflecting back and knowing what I know from my research and how it unfolded and the division in the society leading up to it and the people who worked surreptitiously behind the scenes to make it happen? That's frustrating and makes me very angry. The fact that we cannot today look back and do an honest assessment of what actually happened without somebody interfering, trying to stop it. You know, even today, 2023, it's very difficult to do. There are still people alive who will come out and basically attack you.